Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to decode the market's multi-million-dollar bets on our future. We're going to reveal where investors are seeing certainty and where they're seeing total chaos. We'll dig into the hard numbers behind the headlines on everything from interest rates and elections to the tech that could completely reshape our world.
Okay, let's just jump right in with the single biggest number on the board today, over $95 million. Now, that's the total notional volume, basically the total value of all the money. Bet on the outcome of one single, incredibly important economic event.
Yeah, and this isn't just some random number, right? It's a huge signal of market sentiment. It comes from prediction markets where people are putting real money on the line. And it tells you just how intensely everyone is trying to figure out where our economy is headed.
So, the big question is, where is all that cash going? Well, let's dig into the specific contract that's driving all this action. This thing is a major bellwether for what the market expects from our economic future. And boom, here it is. This chart just lays it all out. You can see, with more than $66 million on no, the market is screaming with about 70% certainty that the Federal Reserve is not going to cut interest rates in the first quarter of 2026. That is some serious conviction right there.
And you know, this one single prediction, it sends ripples everywhere. The collective belief that rates are going to stay high for longer, that changes how companies invest, how financial markets plan. Basically, this one contract is kind of the anchor for how everyone's feeling about the economy right now.
Okay, so the market seems pretty sure about the economy. But when you look at the political side of things, whoa, it's a completely different story. It's super tight, super uncertain.
I mean, look at this. The markets are basically saying the 2028 election is a coin flip. Yeah, the Democratic candidate has a tiny edge, 52 cents on the dollar, but with the Republican side at 46%, it's way, way too close to call. The market is basically shouting, we have no idea.
And it's not just the market saying this. The experts are seeing the exact same thing. The Financial Times points out that this whole political nail-biter is tied directly back to those economic worries we were just talking about. It all connects.
Hey, by the way, if you're getting something out of this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that like button and share it. It seriously helps us keep making these explainers. Okay, so let's switch gears a bit from the big picture economy and politics and look at some specific sectors.
All right, now this is where things get really interesting. We're going to look at a few areas where the market is either super confident or where it seems to be contradicting itself. And we're going to start with the wild world of crypto.
So, crypto. You hear a lot of hype, right? But the actual money, the bets being placed, they tell a more cautious story. The market's only giving it a 40% shot that Bitcoin breaks 100K by the end of 2026. So yeah, a majority of traders are betting against a huge price jump anytime soon.
You know, for more charts like this as they happen, you should definitely follow us on Twitter. We post this stuff all the time. Okay, so we've seen the kind of lukewarm take on crypto. Now let's look at one of the most definitive, most stark data points we have today. This has massive global implications.
This is just wow. Check this out. On one hand, the market is almost 100% certain. We're talking 92% probability that CO2 levels are going to keep rising. But at the same time, we're hearing all these reports about amazing new breakthroughs in things like carbon capture. So what gives? It looks like the market is just deeply skeptical that these new technologies can actually make a difference in the short term. Maybe they think it's too expensive, too slow to roll out, or maybe the political will just isn't there.
We get into thorny topics like this every single week. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve with these kinds of data-driven explainers, you should really subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss what's coming next. So when you look at all these signals, this is really the fundamental question you have to ask yourself, right? Where is the market really confident and where is it showing its doubt? Because figuring that out, that's where the real opportunities are hiding.
Okay, let's boil this all down. What are the key takeaways here? What do you actually need to know to make smart decisions?
So here's the bottom line. 4 big things. 1. The economy. The market has high conviction that interest rates are staying up, which means a lot of caution. 2. Politics. Total uncertainty. The 2028 election is a complete toss-up. 3. Climate and tech. A lot of skepticism that new tech is going to save us anytime soon. And 4. There's over $160 million on the line in just these few markets we've talked about. So, people are putting serious money behind these beliefs.
And hey, if this whole breakdown helped make sense of what the market's thinking right now, the best way to support what we do is to just give this a like and share it around. It really helps other people find it.
So we'll leave you with this one big thought. The markets, they've placed their bets. We can see them. But the real question for any strategist is this: what are they missing? What's the one critical risk they're just not seeing? That's where the real edge is. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.